Will you search through the lonely earth for me? Climb through the briar and bramble. I'll be your treasure. I felt the touch of the king.
It's Thursday, it's 8 o'clock, and it's the Big Detecting Show. Good evening, Mr. Gaylor.
Hello, David. How are you?
Were you warping in and out then? I'm fine.
Sorry. I've got a bit of problems, but
you were playing.
Yeah, you all right?
I'm absolutely knackered and in absolute pain. That's a story I'm not going to go into. I will deal with that myself. Let's just say work.
Work.
And I had to escalate the issue, but we'll leave it there.
Oh dear. Not good.
There it is. Is that
better? That's better. I'm a bit red because I go red like that one, but then something funny is happening with the lights in it on my camera on my laptop.
Or you're morphing into Hellboy.
Again, yeah. I did get home from work and quickly cut the lawn because it's meant to rain again. But I think a bit of rain would be good for the ground when out this weekend detecting. So
I've got a couple of parish notices to pop in. That's why I'm looking on my phone, because I don't get to look. Usually I can't concentrate on what's going on that side, and I'll look at my phone. So several things. Firstly, there will be a competition on the Big Detecting Show Facebook group this coming Sunday. It's the only place that you can participate, and the competition will be run by that lovely chap, Mr. Graham Dempsey of the Composite Cleaning Pencil Company. See what I added there? So, just to give you the heads up, as I say, this on Sunday, you have the chance to win his new coin cleaning clamp, which is exceptional. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Marvelous.
Good idea.
And magnifying LED. This will be posted on the Big Detecting TV show on Sunday, and you can only win it there. So please keep an eye on that on Sunday on the Big Detecting Show Facebook group. Secondly, I have to go into another message now. I have to find it. I don't even know who sent it yesterday. Chris Bailey from Diggers Dips. They have a new competition coming up. It's called Detectathon. So it's a 2-day virtual detecting event, 25 prizes to be run, including 5 detectors, 100 passes available, Free entry into a prize draw for every entrant. The weekend pass is £20, and this is for 2 days detecting across 2 permissions, 25 games every day with 60 dig attempts on each. Once you have your pass and the day's digging starts, anyone can take your place. So should you be on a real dig, your spouse can take your turn for you. The fields are also open for 24 hours, so morning, evening, and through the night if required. Every item you dig is worth points, and with Roman brooches, hammered silver coins, and even dreaded ring pulls to find. Every point will take you further up the prize leaderboard. Every entrance will also entered into a free prize draw. I'll try and get the link sent. In fact, I'll send the link over to Luke and ask him to pop the video on, because I've been so busy, I actually have forgot to do it. So if I send that over to Luke, hopefully we'll pull the YouTube video up a little bit later.
When is that, Dave?
I've got to find it again now, Adrian.
Sorry. I was just thinking, because it's my wedding anniversary soon, so I could get that for my wife. She'd love that.
That's a very good idea.
Yeah, I think she'd keep quiet.
This weekend? It's this weekend, the 26th and 27th of June.
So I can go out detecting on my wedding anniversary, and my wife
she can play it, yeah?
I'm sure she'll love it.
So that's available at www.diggersdips.com. As I say, Luke will bring the information, the video up, hopefully, a little bit later. So I've done that. Now, I'm going to have a little rant, because I'm allowed, because I'm a co-host of the show. Last week, the news feed on the right-hand side, which myself and Adrian don't take much notes of because we're trying to concentrate on what we're talking about and the guest as well. There were multiple people saying things on the chat, which what we try to do on the Big Detecting Show is to keep anything religious, anything political, anything where people are getting the piss ripped out of them, saying nasty things about them. We try to control that because it's not fair. I think the worst one we actually done, where Luke couldn't keep control of it, was with the Association of Detectorists. And some of the things that were being said were quite disgusting, quite threatening as well. So that was the worst one. Last week, things started again. Things are understandable what's going on, but we try to keep things, that's all behind the scenes. So please don't try taking over with threats, with bullshit, with malarkey, with politics, with religion. Keep that to the outside world, because I basically can't be arsed with it, to be honest. We tried to keep the group exactly the same, and I put that statement on the other day on the group as well. So it is what it is. Keep your opinions, they're your own opinions. My opinions are mine. You might agree with what I've just said, but shit happens. I've said it. You might not agree with Adrian's. You might not agree with Dawn's tonight, but keep it nice, please. And I also have to point out that myself, Adrian, and Luke have other concerns outside of the Big Detecting Show. Adrian obviously works for Treasure Hunting magazine, doing testing and what have you. Luke, as you know, is Peaky Finders, Rallies and Shop, and also Just Detect and Archaeology and Metal Detecting magazine. And I myself, my other concern is the Archaeology and Metal Detecting magazine. I have no influence, no anything related to anything going on with anybody else, because I'm far too lazy. So there you go. Enough said. Let's bring on tonight's guest. Apologies for my rant, Dawn. A good friend of the show, good friend of the magazine, and a good friend of mine as well. Digger Dawn. Good evening, Dawn.
Hello. Nice to be on again.
Are you well?
Hi, Dawn.
Hey, thanks. I'm actually having a really good day, because today I taught my last class of the year, and now it's heading on for the summer holidays, so I can get lots of digging in. And I've got no students now till September.
Hold on a minute. How come it's your last class of the year? You're still in June.
Well, we're in college. You finish a bit earlier. I've still got to go in 2 weeks for admin, but I've got no students.
A bit earlier? Blimey.
Is that admin, or is it... Luke, can we just put the camera on me for one moment, please? Is it admin, or is it... admin?
No, they don't pay you for nothing. I tell you, like, get in there, you'll be trained. I'll be on training this, training that. It'll be awful. You won't let me out there, escape there early.
Yeah, but just think of all the manual handling you'll be able to do when you're finished. And I say manual handling because we're going to come on to something quite big a little bit later.
Is it long?
So, Dawn, can you briefly introduce yourself? Obviously, a lot of people do know who you are, but can you obviously point yourself out to people? Who are you and why are you?
I'm Diggy Dawn, otherwise known as Dawn Chip Chase, which is a strange name, of Diggy Dawn Metal Detecting on YouTube and of Diggy Dawn Metal Detecting Group on Facebook. Metal detecting for 6 years now, which is not a long time towards some people, but I love it and I'm out all the time. Yeah.
Aren't you just? And every adventure, as we'll call it, is vlogged on YouTube as well.
Every single one. Well, not everyone. Sometimes I'll go out and I just not in the mood to do a film. You know, occasionally I just go out and just dig, but it's not so often. Most of them are filmed.
And from ourselves, myself, Luke, and Adrian, I've got to congratulate you because you've just reached quite a milestone on YouTube in the last few months or so, haven't you?
Yeah, 20,000 subs. So I think we're at 20,200 now. Yeah, and I never even dreamed. I remember once thinking about getting to 19, and I just never. I just dismissed it out of my head. So to actually pass that and get to 20 really, really made me happy. Really
I think the first time that we actually met on one of the rallies that I organised in Rochdale, you were on a couple of hundred then.
I probably was on about 800, yeah.
If that, because you had literally only just begun the channel. To be honest, I think it must have been your third or fourth video, maybe.
Yeah, weren't very much. I'd only done it. Yeah, probably about 5 or 6. Yeah.
So 20,000 subscribers later, and here you are.
I know.
And I think what's good as well is over the years I've seen a lot more women coming into the hobby. And I personally think women are better detectorists than men because you've got more patience. A bit like when you're in the kitchen.
Hold on. Have you watched her cooking videos? I'll just leave.
Yes,
that there.
I have. Yeah, and drinks, cooking with alcohol. Yeah, but no, it's good. And I mean, one of the things. Why do you think you've got so many so quickly, Dawn? 20,000 because. That is good going, isn't it? Some people have been going like 10 years and probably got only 1,000, like Dave. No.
I don't know, to be honest. You know, I think this all the time. It's not because I find gold and hammered coins and treasure all the time. It's definitely not. Because as you know, I live up north and we just find plenty of milled silver, really. I don't know what it is. I think it just must be my personality. You know?
Yeah.
Talk about just myself, I know when I'm on it.
Yeah, no. And you got the dog, Diggy, as well. Yeah. That helps.
He doesn't come out very often, to be honest, for a number of reasons. One is either the wrong weather, because he can't stand hot weather. So if I brought him with it and it's hot, I'd have to go home after an hour and a half. So I don't do that. He don't like rain, so he won't go out when it's raining. And he can't go near sheep or other animals because he wants to go and play with them. So he's been his own worst enemy, really.
Right. No,
he was very unhappy a couple of weekends ago as well when you went and left him, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, well, look at me, you know, I probably got the silent treatment. He did. He wouldn't look at me or anything when he came back from Detectival. He was like, "Who are you?" He was like doing shakes like that, as though he'd been terrified and had PTSD from being left. Never seen anything so dramatic in your life.
How did you find Detectival, Dawn? Because it was a different one, wasn't it? It was quite quiet. As
you know what? Because none of us have been out for so long. I think going to one that was quite small like that, there was only about 350 people there, weren't there? To go out to one that was so small and such beautiful weather, and I think the atmosphere was fantastic because people have been trapped in for so long that they were just glad to be stood there with people, I think. That's how I felt. I was just glad to be stood there. I mean, the digging was a bit hard going, but it wasn't about that at all. It was just about being there and I loved it, mate. I thought it was fantastic. I didn't want it to end. I wanted about another 2 days.
No, I totally agree with you. On the stall, on the Archaeology Metal Detecting magazine stall, it ended up being, I had to put the tables and stuff away because so many of us were sat there just enjoying each other's company, and we had the right laugh, didn't we, Adrian?
Yeah, I mean, considering I see Dave every Thursday, but I hadn't seen you for nearly 2 years, and then
September 2019,
you picked me up and threw me around like a rag doll, gave me a big bear hug, didn't you?
Not as bad as did to Scott though, did I?
No.
Adrian?
Yeah.
How come I didn't see you?
I came up to you, and you were absolute blind drunk, laying just behind the toilets, and you didn't recognise me. That was about 11 in the morning. But no,
that'd be that bottle of gin that she polished off quick smart.
Yeah.
No,
she can't even lie because she did.
Did you know about drinking hand sanitizer?
Yeah, oh, is that what it was? No, every time I looked over, Dawn, you were constantly had people with you, whether it was like, can I have a selfie with you, or they were looking at the Garrett machines and stuff like that. But yeah, I was there, but I kept a low profile in the field.
No, have you noticed at the Regtons thing that they had like a socially distanced like tent thing, didn't they, so that everyone could have a chat under that?
Yeah.
Well, that's a hand sanitizer thing. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you see it?
Tasted lovely.
Hey, so someone had bought me this pint of lager. So what I was doing, like messing about it, the pint of lager just fit in the hand sanitizer just perfectly, you see. So I was using it as a bar, because it just fit in. So when I wanted to put my drink down, it was like putting my pint in a bar. So I was putting it on this little thing. So Marcus Regton came over and he said, you do know that every time you go near that, it's a sensor. And he puts a little bit of hand sanitizer in your drink. I said, really? I looked at the bottom and I could see it swirling around.
That's why she
18 shots and it was 85% proof.
That's why she was asleep round the back of the toilet, Adrian.
Oh, 11 in the morning. Yeah. But no. There was quite a few people there with Garrett, and I saw you talking to people, answering a lot of questions, and obviously the Apex. First time the Apex was at Detectival. Did you find a lot of people coming up and asking you questions about machines, or?
Mostly they were asking Marcus and Nigel. Obviously, they know everything about them machines. I get people asking me about new coils and stuff, what's coming out and things like that, or do I know this or do I know that, which mostly I don't. But so no, they're just asking me how it's getting on. But anything technical, really, I would have fired over to Nigel and Marcus because they know everything, all the details.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. And sorry, Dave, were you going to say something?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, quietly like that.
No.
Have you still got the Apex, Dawn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, on the Apex, what I've been doing is because obviously on my channel, a lot of people have followed me with an AT Max. So when I started using the Apex, I had a lot of people saying, don't you like the AT Max anymore? Is that not as good as the other one? And so what I do now is I tend to go out one dig with the AT Max and one dig with the Apex. I'm doing it that way because I like them both equally. They both got strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, it's probably the same. People see you with the Apex and then wonder why you're using the AT Pro the next week. I'm the same myself. I use loads of different machines, and if you go out with one more than the other, people say, "Oh, what's wrong with the other one?" And you're like, just fancy the change. And also, it depends where you're detecting.
I was getting bombarded with questions of why you're not using the Apex now. Is it better than the AT Max? And I just thought, right, I can't do this. I'm just going to have to go out with one week, one next week. So that's what I do. I alternate them. But
tonight, you're going to show us your coils.
I am going to show you my coils.
Children, go to bed.
It's only 8:20.
As you probably know, Garrett have been releasing a new range of coils, which is a new thing for them because they've never really had any coils before. They've just had the stock DD coils, haven't they, that they've used. So they've brought out this range of coils, and they started off with the Viper and the Raider, which they do three of them. They do one for an AT range, which is the AT Max, the AT Gold, and the AT Pro. Then there's one for the Ace range, which covers from Ace 250 up to Ace 400i. And then they do an Apex one, which is a multi-frequency one. So they've had those on the go for a while. And I've got to say, I love the Viper on the AT Max. When I very first put it on, I used to use a Nell, you see, a big Nell Tornado on my AT Max. And it had quite a good find rate on it. But when I swapped over to the Viper, which at the time I didn't really want to. I thought, I don't want this little thing against my big thing. And I was surprised that I love it. And I know a few people that have done it. I mean, the reactivity of it and the weight difference and the depth on it is fantastic. So I absolutely love the Viper coil on the AT Max.
Does it come with a coil cover?
No, unfortunately, it doesn't. I mean, I think it should do, really, but no, it doesn't, because I know a lot of people have bought it and thought, why has it got no coil cover? It also doesn't come with a bolt, like the bolt that you use to put it on. So if you buy one, all you just get is the coil.
Yeah, but have you ever had any bolts go on your Garrett?
No, I haven't, no. So it's just a case of swapping it. But I know some people have moaned, because I know if you get a Nell send it with the bolt and everything, don't they?
Yeah. Do you find the Viper good? Is there a lot of iron infested places you go on your permissions?
Not really, no. I'm not. My areas, as you probably know, are quite wide open fields. I don't really go anywhere that's trashy.
I was going to say that I reckon the Viper would be good for that. I reckon that would be ideal for that, the Viper.
I think it would, especially or something, when you're on plough, when you're on lines and things as well, because it can get in the little lines a bit better. Anyway, so I was really, really surprised about that. So Recton and Garrett have been honoured by getting this. So this is, and it's that new, it hasn't even got a coil cover on it at the minute, is the Reaper. So it's the 11x14 Reaper coil, and I've got two at the minute. I've got one for the AT Max and I've got one for the Apex. Now this is the Apex one I've got here because I've not tried it yet. And if you want to have a look at it in comparison to the Nell, so this is a Nell Tornado and this is the Raider. So if you look at it, it's longer, but it's not as wide.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
In terms of weight, I've weighed it. It's slightly lighter. It's not a lot lighter, but it's a little bit lighter than the Nell. So it's quite big.
How is it for balance in relation to the Nell?
Well, I've only been out with it on the AT Max once, and we had to go on a brand new permission with it because obviously we're having a lot of problems with all our fields needing cutting. They're too long. Mm-hmm. So we went out on it, and I found it to be obviously the weight again increased, but it was balanced nice. It wasn't too hard for me to swing for 4 hours. If I can do that, you should be able to do that. I found that the pinpointing was spot on with it. And bear in mind, this is a test coil. The pinpointing was spot on. To say it was so big, it was really accurate. Like the reactivity was good. I've not tested the depth properly yet, though. And that was because this new land we went on was a bit rubbishy, to be honest. And nothing was there at any depth. And I know that because Kev has his Knox with his big 15-inch coil on, doesn't he? And he was finding stuff sort of same depth as I was. So there wasn't really anything there. So we're going to go to a different field this weekend with it because I really want to try and get a good gauge on the depth of what it's getting at. And if I can't manage it this week, I'm going to do something in my garden. I'm going to dig a big hole and try and sort it out that way. But yeah, up to now, I'm liking it.
It's not a bad price either, is it?
Well, the Raider, I don't know. The Reaper, I don't know how much the Reaper is at the minute.
£126.95
for the Raider. Yeah,
that's the Raider.
That's the smaller one. That's the 8.5x11. This one's 11x14. 11x14. This one.
So what will that would probably be? What 140, probably 150 quid or something. Still not a bad price, is it? And I'm right in saying that Garrett manufacture all the coils themselves in house, don't they?
Yeah, they make all their stuff in. People saying it's made abroad, but they're not. They're all made in America.
So
that is abroad.
Yeah, but that's the nice abroad. That's the nice abroad, Dave.
Yeah, sort of an England abroad, in it, America. Is it?
So, what have you got on the Apex, Dawn?
At the minute on the Apex, I've got what have I got on it? I've got on the Apex at the minute an El Tornado, and I've done that purposely because again I wanted to have a good measure of what the Nell Tornado and the Reaper would be like, you know, in comparison.
Yeah.
So I was using a Raider on it. I like the Raider on there, but I've took it off, put the Nell on it, just so I can see, you know, how it's working, so that I can compare the Raider to the Nell. So I've been out with that a few times, but I'm going to go out with the Nell next week.
Marcus from Regton says it'll be between 140 and 150.
Yeah, good price. Good price.
And Dawn, don't fear the Reaper.
Don't fear the Reaper. It's a great guy.
Are you going to take them on the beach, Dawn? Or I know you don't do the beach, but
I'm not going to do the beach. The reason being is one, I don't like it. You know, I would like it the beach if I was in somewhere like Norfolk or the East Coast or something. But my beach is Blackpool, and I know people pull up stuff from there, but it just doesn't inspire me the same. And I know that we've got some, you know, Regton have got some good, like Felix Stowe 180 Hunter. He's a beach detectorist, you know, and he does a lot of good beach stuff, and he knows what he's doing on a beach. So I'd rather stick to what I know me and, you know, stay on ground that I understand rather than, you know, going on something that I'm not so sure about. I'd leave that to people that know what they're doing.
Yeah, I'm same as you. I've living down in Essex. We're not too far from beaches, but I always tend to get the people who've got how will I put it? Problems come up to me and start talking to me. So
don't know how to use the metal detector properly.
Well, the last time I went detecting with my mate, it was last year. A guy came up to me, and all I can say is he thought he was Rocky. So he was punching in the air and doing kung fu kicks, but he was early 60s and very overweight and had camo on and said, have I ever shot a gun and have I ever killed anyone? And I just thought, oh, God. And he followed me for about... Yeah.
Is this one of your stories or is this real?
I've got film footage, Dave, I've got film footage of the guy doing karate kicks on the sea wall at Southend Seafront, and then coming over to me and punching like that. So I just can't be bothered with it. And there is a lot of ring pulls and so much rubbish is chucked in on the beach. I mean, you're digging up like near me anyway, disposable barbecues, ring pulls, bottles. You might get the odd fag packet with a wedding ring and £20 note where someone's gone in the sea, but Norfolk and around there is lovely. But I'm like Dawn, I haven't got the patience. I'd go occasionally with machines. I only went the other week with the Quest Q60, but it wasn't Southend, it was somewhere else quieter. And I did have a good day actually, but yeah, I've got fields and I enjoy fields. So
yeah, I enjoy good pasture, big pasture. That's my favourite.
Yeah.
Unless it's got like flint half an inch under the grass. Like last week.
Yeah. And I like nature as well. You see all the muntjac deer and stuff near us, and we have wild boar in Essex as well. So you see all them rummaging around. Enjoy it a lot. Very much nice. Right, Dave.
Like yeah, I was just imagining, you know, seeing the wild boars in the wild.
It's quite scary because they're big, but you know, my permission. I've got springs coming up, freshwater springs with rivers and streams, and it's lovely.
Is it gushing?
Yeah, yeah.
Just wondering.
Yeah, yeah. So no, I prefer being on fields and stuff. Dawn, I've seen
those.
Yes.
Oh, God.
I want them.
Rubber place mats. I seen I think it was Julian Evan out of Treasure Hunting magazine shared a post somewhere and I saw them. So I emailed the guy for them and they're fantastic. I paid for them and they came like next day near enough. So I've got him and Eddie Penny. I've got I don't know who he is. Does anybody know who he is? Looks like he's got rollers in.
Yeah, he looks startled.
And I've got him.
That's a nice thing. He's got a shaft in his hand there.
And then this one, Do you know why that's my favourite?
Go on.
Because I only found one.
But, yeah.
I found one. Eddie Penny.
Marvellous. Yeah, the fantastic. I take it the quality's good as well.
Oh, they're fantastic. I mean, they're really, really well made.
I think they took the guy over a year or a couple of years to make the mould. They're latex, aren't they, Dawn?
Yeah.
Latex.
They are. They're latex rubber. Dave, don't get excited. I think they're £25, aren't they, Dawn, for 4?
£25. There was no postage on them or anything like that. And you could just pay by PayPal or anything else like that. I think, if you like things like this, which I do, to put my gin on, obviously I don't want to spill my gin. But I just think they're lovely. They're just like really tactile as well.
Yeah, I think they're really nice. I think if you look on the Facebook treasure hunting page, Julian put something up there, didn't he, Dawn, about them?
I shared in my group as well. But for a gift or a present for the detectorist that has everything, those are really, really good.
Yeah, that's a good wedding present, wedding anniversary present for my wife. She'd love those.
I can see shit. But she can put a drink on it while she's playing on Digger's Dips while you go out for a couple of hours or the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the quality on them as well, they're perfect. If you look at the detail, really, really pleased with them.
What's the girth of them?
Dave, it's not the size of the girth. I think it's more.
Not the size of what matters. It's what you do with them.
Yeah, so that would be far too big for me. I prefer something smaller. To put my drinks on. I've just noticed, Dawn, you've got your sunglasses on your head. That's part of your trademark, isn't it?
Well, no, I've just put them on because I've got big roots, really.
Actually, I must learn from that with my hair. Yeah, that worked quite well.
Yeah, Adrian, your roots are coming through, mate.
Look,
I know.
I'm leaving them, you see, for Detecticon. So I've booked in the hairdressers a day before Detecticon so I can get my roots done. So I'm just letting them grow a bit. So, yeah, so that look, there you go. So you can't tell I've got big roots now.
Yeah.
There you go, Adrian. You're not going to Detecticon, are you?
No, I'm not allowed.
It's me and Mr. Dempsey all the fought at that one then.
Yeah, I'm not allowed out of Essex because I'm not.
Have you tag on your ankle?
Yeah. So me probation officer said I'm not allowed out of Essex. So
I'm really looking forward to Detecticon, probably the most out of this year, because I'm going to that. I'm going to Rodney Cook Rally as well, which I'm really looking forward to. And I'm going to the Detectival the week after, so I'll be a bit of a wreck by the time I think I get there. But I'm looking forward to Detecticon, only because it's in the northeast and it's a really Romany area that. So I'm hoping that I can find a fibula or something like that. But what's even more exciting is, as you know, my last name's Chip Chase. And this dig is 8 miles away from Chip Chase Castle.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
Yeah, so I shall be going there, Chip Chase Castle, having some pictures.
Well, I'll be there, and I'll be at Rodney Cook, and I'll be at Detectival as well. Adrian, what are you going to?
I'm going to Rodney Cook, but not Detectival. Detecticon. I'm going to Detectival summer.
Spring, summer, autumn.
Well, it'll probably yeah, because spring Detectival was in the summer, and it was all getting confusing. But yeah, I'll be at I won't be at Detecticon purely because I've got things to do at home, and also it's 5.5-6 hour drive for me, so quite a way. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Well, I'm hoping that we'll have some decent reception, because obviously at Detectival we want to do a lot of live things, and I'm hoping to stream live a few times while we're there, because obviously a lot of people won't be going for that specific reason of the journey from south of the Watford Gap and what have you.
Southerners are scared of travelling up north in case we start making them eat chips and gravy.
Well,
proper drinks, proper pints.
There's only a certain amount of decent beer I can fit in my car, so because obviously when I get up north, don't really like Mackeson's Stout and Webster's that you all drink and stuff like that.
Newquay Brown, where we're going there, mate.
I actually like Nuki Brown. Yeah.
So there you go. Failure.
Yeah. Dawn, one question I've got to ask, which you've probably answered 1,000 times. What made you first buy a Garrett machine?
Well, I had my very first detector was from Maplin's, and it was I'd just seen it, and it was £50, and I thought, oh, metal detector, because I didn't know anything about metal detecting, but I always wanted to do it. So I bought this Maplin's one. It will have been about 13 years ago now. I bought this Maplin's one, £50. Took it to Blackpool Beach. Couldn't work it. It was just going. Obviously now I know why, because it was like cheap and it was not going to work on wet sand. But I thought it was just a bit too technical hobby, and that I perhaps want up to it. So I flung it in the boot of my car, and that was that. But I always have an interest in metal detecting, and I've said this hundreds of times, but I started watching, KG and Ringy on
American Diggers.
Yeah, National Geographic, and they had Garrett's on there, you see. So, and they was explaining, little bits and things. So when it came to buying one, because that was really one of the only other brands that I'd ever seen, so I just got one of them. That was basically why.
So what
was the type?
I got a Euroace. So it was a Euroace, the first one that I got. And it was a great machine, that, to learn with. It was fantastic. It was a right coin sniffer. I found some lovely stuff with that.
Yeah. Have you used any other machines, or?
For what? I used any different ones?
Yeah. Detectors rather than Garrett, like the Maplin 486894/H. No, but
just the Maplin ones and the Garrett ones. But I like Garrett ones. I think they're easy to use. They always feel really solid. And why change something that you like?
Mm.
I'm one of them people, that if I go to the Chinese, I'll have the same meal every time. I'm not one of them for trying new things. If I'm happy with something, then I'll just stick with it. Yeah. So I'm happy with it.
Have you heard? Is Garrett going to be releasing any new machines later this year or next year after the Apex?
Well, I have tried to do a bit of sniffing around, but there's not any, in the hope that I can hear somebody say they're going to make an Apex AT. That's my dream, but I've not heard anything, to be honest with you. So I can't say there are because I haven't heard anything, no.
That would be good, an Apex Pro or an Apex AT.
That's what a lot of people are wanting, isn't it? That's what I want, really. And an AT.
Right. Let's go back a bit there and explain to me what the difference between all them are, because I'm clueless there.
Well,
from where, Dave?
The AT Pro and the AT Max. How would that differ from the Apex Normal? To add that in categories into it.
Well, just give it a bit of a bigger brain, wouldn't it? A bit more oomph.
Well, I think the Apex is like, how can you put it this way? When the Ford Escort went to the Focus, the Apex is like, in my eyes, the Ace 250 sort of upgrade. It's like but it's completely new. The screen, everything is totally different. And out of all the detectors I field tested for in the last couple of years, the new ones, that is, the Apex is so light. It's probably the same sort of weight as a Simplex or something equivalent.
What would differ if it became the Apex Plus or the Apex Pro or the Apex Max?
Waterproof. Wouldn't it? That'd be the first thing. It'd be fully waterproof.
Recovery speed, faster recovery speed.
Faster recovery speed. Yeah, you're right there. It would just be the same as what they've done. Just give it a bit more oomph.
Yeah, and I think it would be. It'd be nice if they'd bring it out quite soon, because I tested the Apex and it is a lovely machine. The interface, the screen on it is beautiful. It's really big. You get a lot of detectors now, whereas me, who has to put these things on, I can't read the display. Oh,
hello,
young Dave.
Hold on. There you go.
Hello, mate. You all right?
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah. Last time I saw you, you was only about 4.
Tell your dad to take you out of your metal detector this weekend.
help me out with he said take me out with
The last time we went out, he gets it out and he automatically presumes that he's going to find something straight away. He doesn't realise it takes a while, so you'll have to explain that to him.
When you come down south,
Sellotape.
when you come down south, you'll be finding Hammards all the time and Romans and stuff.
Can I come?
So, yeah, you could go on. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's you keep it up, mate. Keep up the good work. You got your
Go on,
your mini
bedtime.
board, haven't you?
Take your sellotape and go to bed. Don't sellotape yourself to the bed.
What?
Hi, mate.
Sellotaping.
It's bedtime. He goes to bed at 20 to 9 and he's come for the sellotape, so he must be doing something peculiar with the sellotape he has, mate. Oh, kids are like these days.
Sellotape, yeah. Interesting. Yeah, very strange. So, Dawn, you don't know anything. Sorry, going back to there's nothing else potentially coming out, or
Not that I've heard. No,
no.
I've not heard a sniff of anything, and I have tried to find out, and I've not heard nothing. So I wouldn't say that there's anything on the horizon at the minute. I think they're focusing on the new coils for now and getting all the new coils out for all the different machines.
Because the Apex launch was quite revolutionary, wasn't it? Because everyone was in lockdown, and I remember it was invite only, and I subscribed, and you got this like link at, I don't know, what was it, 2:00 in the afternoon or something, UK time or something, and we all sat there and watched the video and saw this new machine being launched, and then it came out. Had a few teething troubles, didn't it? Some people have had a few problems and stuff like that.
Yeah, and the update as well is corrected quite. A few people had a little bit of chatter and stuff. That update onto 1.28 has like really sorted that out. So the update is not worth having if you've not put the update on, and it's really easy to do as well. Yeah,
I was going to bring that up because it's the first machine Garrett's brought out that you can update via your PC, isn't it?
Yeah, and when it did come out, there was a lot of speculation about whether it was updatable. Do you remember? Because when they brought it out, they didn't say it was updatable, and everyone was saying, "Well, it's got a little USB." Or is it? So we didn't know this was going to happen, but I had a bit of an idea, with it having the little mini USB port. So yeah, so that's handy that having them updates.
How long, just so people, if anyone's sitting there at home with their Apex like on their lap, it's sitting in their pants, how easy is it to update the Apex? I know you've done a video on it on YouTube, but it is really easy, isn't it?
Really easy. Yeah, and there was at first, with the very first update, there was a few people that were unable to update the stuff. They were having trouble with the download through one reason or another. So Garrett have put out an update 1.28.1, which the only difference with that one is that that's for people that were struggling to download. It's just made it a little easier to download. But if you plug it into a PC, you can't do it on a phone or anything like that. You need a PC. You can't do it on an iMac or anything. But you just plug it in, just follow the instructions, click it, 2 minutes, it's done. Really easy.
I find that's the only thing I've found weird, because I have an Apple computer, but I have a PC as well. And Garrett being an American company, everyone in America has Apple computers pretty much. Like we all have iPhones. So it'd be nice if
Chavs.
Sorry?
I haven't got an iPhone.
Chavs.
No, I haven't got an iPhone, but in America, everyone has Apple computers and iPhones. It's a bit like us, how we have I think it's something in English. Henry Hoovers. No, not everyone has a Henry Hoover, but it's one of those things. But there's a lot of other detectors that only do it on the PC.
Yeah.
Did you know Sky Jackson being our youngest viewer when she comes on?
Yeah.
I think we found our oldest viewer, Jerry B. Morris. Tell you, lad, there's nothing wrong with anticipation. It served me well, and I'm coming up to 87.
Is it?
Wow.
Good lad.
Wow,
Good
well
lad.
done, Jerry. Cough, blimey. Cough, yeah.
And Linda Slawson asks, is that a coil necklace around Dawn's neck?
It is. It's a silver DD coil, if you can look. Someone made it for me in America. Yeah, it's a DD Garrett coil. Silver one. I've got a hat pin to match as well.
Do you ever go to America, Dawn, with Garrett?
No, I hope to one day, but like I was thinking about going over to the Garrett hunt, but with all the lockdown and everything else like that, it just ended up being a pipe dream. But I hope to one day. I'd love to go over there.
You went over to the Netherlands a couple of years ago to Detectival, didn't you?
Yeah, I went to Detectorworld, and just before the lockdown happened last year, I was supposed to go to Holland to a Garrett dig in Holland again. I was like the guest. They had me as a little like guest person, and that was in the April. So it was like 3 weeks after the lockdown happened. So I couldn't go, and then they put it back, and it's been cancelled 3 times now. So I've still got a flight with KLM, and I'm just they give me a voucher or something. So when they set up again, I don't know when that'll be. I'll be off there again.
Didn't they make 3 a.m. Eternal?
Didn't they make what?
3 a.m. Eternal.
I'm trying to think. Was that Cookie Club Collective?
No, mate, it was KLF.
KLF?
3 a.m. Eternal.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. God, Dave, you're on the ball tonight.
Mate, I tell you what, who'll appreciate that. Kerry. Kerry will appreciate that little throwback. She always appreciates throwbacks. Songs and 80s quotes.
Yeah, even though she's younger than us, or me anyway.
Yeah, what's that about?
Yeah. But yeah, quite bizarre. Dawn, you said you had the Euroace. How many years did you have that out of interest before you went up to? Was it the AT Pro?
No, 400i I went to after that.
Oh right. How long did you have the Euroace?
Probably. It was maybe about 14 months or something like that. And then I wanted the 400i because I wanted the VDI on it, because the Euroace didn't have actual numbers. It just had the segments across the top, where the 400i had more VDI and iron audio and all that on it. So I wanted the 400i for that. I thought it was fantastic when I got it.
So if you still got them, or did you trade them? You still got them all?
I've still got them, and what I've been doing is at college. I've took some of the, because I work with kids with learning difficulties, and I've taken metal detecting a few times. I don't know if you saw the pictures. I couldn't put the pictures on, obviously, because of safeguarding. But I took a load of coins with me, like my George Thirds, and I scattered them around because I thought I can't have them digging up holes all over college. So I scattered them around, sort of just underneath, and I give them all a metal detector each. And they went out, oh, you've never seen joy like it in your life. It was the best metal detecting day I'd ever had. And I didn't even have a detector. Just watching them, they're going, I've got a penny. It was joyful. And there was kids who got ADHD who can't concentrate on anything for a minute. We're fully engrossed for about an hour and a half, finding these things. And usually some of them can't even remember their own name. And I was saying, oh, that's a cartwheel penny, that from 1797. And they're going, can we keep them? I said, yeah, you keep them. And they were coming up to me the next day saying, I went and showed my auntie that coin I got, that one from 1797, George III cartwheel penny. And they were people that can't hardly remember the name. It was joyful, it was. So I'm going to do that a lot more in September. I'm going to start taking, I know colleges give me a bit of time on my timetable to do some it's like adult education. So people that are not working or they've got a disability and that, they can have a taste of metal detecting session with me.
Oh, I think that's lovely.
So I'm going to do that for 2 hours a week next year.
It's brilliant, that is, Dawn, to hear that, because it's true. I hear it from so many people, whether they've got mental health, PTSD, or like ADHD or whatever. As soon as you get that magic wand in your hand, they're just focused, just completely focused. And I think
joyful watching them. Joyful.
Yeah. Is that going to be a regular thing you're going to do with them?
Yeah, the college have given me 2 hours on my timetable a week, so that I can. It's all for an adult education budget thing, like for the college and everything. I'm not getting any paid for it. It's just like normal time for me. But it's for people that are not working or might have a disability or whatever, within the Rochdale borough, that want to, I can give them a little taster session. So I've done a little PowerPoint and everything.
Oh, that'd be interesting to see, Dave, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. Well, it certainly would. Chris Langston from Metal Detecting Holidays says, hello, Dawn. And he said, hello, Chris.
I won't mention anything about his
Kerry said the 90s want their references back.
Who want the references back?
The 90s. Keep it going.
Yeah, keep it going. 90s.
I've actually got a couple of questions from Luke in the private chat. Obviously, you know KG and Ringy really well from American Diggers, and they've recently started the Running and Gunning podcast. I think that's right.
Yeah.
What are they like in person?
They're exactly the same as what you see on the TV and the podcast. They're the nicest pair of blokes that you'd ever come across, and they get on so well. You know, I've never seen two people get on so well. They just laugh all the time. Anytime you're in the company, you've got to watch it that you don't end up with like potatoes in your bag and things like that. Honestly, they're the two nicest, genuine people that I've ever come across. They're coming over actually to Rodney Cook Rally and Detectival.
Yeah.
So they're landing on I think the 1st of September. So they're coming over this year, hopefully, if nothing goes wrong. But yeah, they are genuinely lovely. I love seeing them and being with them because they just make you laugh. And Ringy, if he starts laughing, he's got one of them laughs that everybody starts laughing. You know, and you're like crying and you don't know why. Just has that effect on you.
When we first did the first trial podcast, which, well, it wasn't a trial podcast, it ended up being a pilot for when we were doing the podcast at the very start. KG Ringy at Detectival 2018. I put them on the phone to my phone to the host, and I think it was 2 hours later I got my phone back off him.
They are genuinely lovely.
And the Running and Gunning podcast, do you know much about that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see it very much. I mean, the problem with going on with American podcasts is that, you know, if you want to go on them, because I get asked to go on sometimes, but I've got to stay up like till 3 o'clock in the morning. And then they've got to come on and like, you know, like, so I don't watch them live, but I do watch them, you know.
Well, why don't you get up, right, do the show with them, and then go detecting early doors when no one's about? Got you there, haven't I? What a plan. She's thinking about it.
It'd still be dark, wouldn't it?
Do you ever detect at night, Dawn?
No.
No.
I'd be too scared of things, you know, like ghosts and that.
Have you had any weird experiences?
Well, yeah, I've had them. Sometimes when I go in the field and I just don't like it. I think we've all had that, haven't we? And then I had one once where I was happily detecting away in this field, and you know, I was in a world of my own, happy, and I felt this energy come from the back of me, like it went, and it was it felt like a big wolf or something. It was going to just like chewing my neck. I felt it rush and I heard this sound. I turned around and there was nothing there, and I was shaking, and I had to leave the field. I was in the right state. I don't know what that was. Dave.
It's weird. You do get, I don't know what it is. You're out on your own in the middle of nowhere, and you do get sometimes the odd things happen, and you feel, you go in the field and you feel, don't feel right here. Don't know what it is. It's, I've got a few stories, but I won't tell them because.
Oh, you feel watched, don't you?
That probably is the case in Essex. There's a lot of cars flashing their headlights in low points, but yeah, that's a different story altogether. But no, I want to go detecting at night with me and my mate. The farmer said we could do it. Me and my mate want to do it, but you just get the police turn up, I reckon, and loads of people. It's not much fun, but it'd be a laugh, especially with a bit of drink. But I'd
be scared, me on my own.
Well, if you think about it, at the moment, sun rises at 5 a.m. Sun setting more or less 9, 10. No, it's 9 o'clock now and it's still light.
Yeah, but I'm down south. It's dark here. We've got street lights on now.
Really? Well, it should be like darker up here than it is down there.
Don't. It's Adrian. Don't believe him.
Oh, it's tell me why. I could make a video, though, called Detecting at Dawn with Dawn.
That's quite good. Yeah, that's quite good. There is something lovely about detecting early, though, early in the morning. When
with the dew on the grass. Sunrise currently is 4:43 and sets at 21:40. So you've got about there's 23. No, 1, 2, 3, 4. About 7 hours grace, haven't you? Darkness.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm not a really early morning detectorist. It's not often that me and Kev usually meet about 10 o'clock. But that's only because we both work all week. You know.
Well, this is the thing, because Dawn, you've got 20,000 subscribers, a channel that's growing. I think a lot of people, like me, like you, like Dave, we have real jobs in life, and this is only our hobby. And I think detecting, you get so enthralled into it. Some people think it's your full-time job. It's like I field test machines for treasure hunting. I do it at weekends, and if I've got an evening spare or a morning spare, I'll go out detecting. But we're not doing it all the time. I'd love to. If I won the lottery, I'd love to buy 100 acres and just detect every day, like detecting Emily. She lives on her own permission. You met detecting Emily?
Yeah, briefly.
Yeah. And she's got her own permission. She literally goes out her back door, and that'd be my absolute. Yeah, it would. It would be lovely. But yeah, one day when I win the lottery, I'll do that. So,
yeah, but I mean, with me, it's like I work all week, and it's an hard job. You know, when you get home, I'm mentally drained, and then I spend at night editing. You know, like for the following Tuesday video. And then so Monday I'm editing. Tuesday then I try answer comments on my YouTube channel. Wednesday try and catch up on comments. So it's like, and then I'm running my Facebook group. Then it's Friday night, I go to bed, so get up at 10 o'clock and detect all day, and then I'm back on the cycle again of editing, and you know, and it's hard work. Really.
You get up at 10 o'clock.
No, we'll go detecting at 10 o'clock.
Sorry, I thought you said to get up at 10 o'clock. I was going to say, off the day's gone by then.
Gets up at 9:45. Dawn, you know Chris Rogers, Addicted to Bleeps.
Oh, I love Chris.
Yeah, he's a lovely guy, living in his car at the moment, doing some interesting videos. Yeah. But I was chatting to him the other week, and it's such hard work being a YouTuber. And like you get good comments, you get bad comments, you've got your editing, you've got all the filming and everything. I never do it because I just can't do two things at once. I just want to detect, and hats off to you for being able to film it and share it with everyone else. But what on earth came into your head thinking, I'm going to put this on YouTube? You know, what was it, 6 years ago? What made you do it? Was it because you just thought, oh, I want to share how much I enjoy the hobby? Or
well, I didn't know that I had a YouTube channel from about 2009. And I put one video on it of my cat at the time. You know, my cat just doing something like meow. And it only had 6 views. So I thought YouTube was, you had to do something special for it, you know, to get noticed. And it was just like I thought Instagram was just like a photo album. I didn't realise that there was stuff going on with it. Instead, it was YouTube. So anyway, I filmed the first time I went out for a laugh, really. And I just thought, we'll have a go at putting it onto YouTube. Because I used to work in sport with 13 blokes, you see, and I thought I'd put it on YouTube, and there was always a bit of banter and crack going on with them lot. And I put it on for them, they can watch it, you see, not thinking that other people could see it. You know, I was thinking it was a bit like my cat, nobody else would see it. And then people did. So we just carried on making them.
And it's just,
I mean, plan on being a metal detectorist YouTuber or anything like that. There's nobody more shocked, even now, than me, that people keep watching me. Honestly, I know some people set off and you see them and they've got like merchandise and everything made on the first video, aren't they? Whereas I didn't have anything. I don't even have any stickers made till I got to about 12,000 subs.
Yeah, it's true. I noticed that. It's true. You were just, just went out there and enjoyed yourself, didn't you? And filmed it. And I think that's why the channel's grown so much, because you have a lot.
I didn't know what I was doing either, because of complete donut. And it took me to work out what discrimination meant, and I kept thinking, what does it mean? And then I found that Facebook and Facebook groups, and because I found them sort of afterwards, and I was asking people, what does discrimination mean? And I was getting all this technical jargon thrown at me, and I thought, I don't know what you're talking about. And that's why I keep things simple sometimes. When I do things, I keep things very, very simple, because I realise that there's a lot of people out there that's the same as me that I was when I didn't know what they were talking about when we were talking in jargon. So I keep it simple purposely for that. And I think that's been one of my strengths. I think that's been a strength.
I agree, because some people, I think, are put off the hobby when you do get overly complicated and start talking about, your recovery speed, your discrimination and response speed and stuff. And at the end of the day, and you can with a Garrett quite easily, just, on the low end ones, turn it on and just go detecting and enjoy yourself. Can't you?
Yeah.
So, I mean, Dave, he struggles technically, don't you, Dave?
Oh, I haven't got a clue. I'll hold my hands up when it comes to technical malarkey. I've been doing stuff in the past, metal detecting in the past, and I've been known to stop doing what I'm doing, watching Luke's videos or ringing Luke up and saying, "What do you do with this now?"
It's true, though.
Yeah. And the other thing that I think that I do that's, I don't make a video and say, I do find a lot of milled silver. That's because of where I am. But, on the big scheme of things, I've not found anything that I could ever declare as treasure. I've got a Bronze Age axe head. That's my best thing. But, most of the time, the stuff I find is just your general old, like Edward VII penny and stuff. And I appreciate everything that I find, and I love everything that I find, cleaning it up and stuff and thinking about what went on. So even if some are from 1902, might not be very old, but if you look at 1902 and the clothes they wear and what things cost and all, you start appreciating it a bit more. And I remember a guy my very first coin that I found that was old was the George V penny from, I think it was 1917. And I thought it was the crown jewels. I thought, I can't believe it. I found this thing. I was so happy. And I remember it was on Facebook because some guy said to me, "Oh, just throw that in the bin." I burst my bubble, and I thought, why have you just done that to me? Why have you just ruined me? Everything like that. So I always try and celebrate a find, no matter what it is, because everything is an history, and everybody dropped it, and everything's good, and you found it. And if it's round and you found it, it's good.
Yeah, it's true. 100% on that, definitely.
Dawn, Nicola Roberts asks, how do you find the music on your YouTube channel? Where'd you get the music from?
The music in my channel comes from within my editor. So I use at the minute, Filmora, can't even say it, Wondershare. And what comes with that is a load of different types of royalty-free songs. So you can use any of them. So I think music, I love music, and I think music can make a big difference to something rather than just putting anything on. And I do spend hours trawling through and listening to them all to see what's perfect. So you might just hear something little. I've put a lot of effort into that music. But I think I stumbled on Bird on a Tree, my intro music. It's only a free song. In fact, the guy who wrote it is from Indonesia, and he actually sent me a message and thanked me for using his song. So
really?
Yeah. So
especially like your Benny Hill remix when you find silver and the dance.
Well, I've had to stop using Benny Hill as much because I was getting copyright things on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for 10 seconds. It wasn't. I wasn't getting in trouble for it, but I was losing all my monetization on each video. So I was making a video and losing all money on it for the sake of like 9 seconds music. So I've had to stop it. So that's why I've not had it on for a while.
Oh, you're going to have something else. I'm trying to think who could replace Benny Hill. No one, really.
Well, I was having the same problem because I used to use Silver Machine, didn't I?
Yeah.
And I was having the same problem with that, so I swapped to a Benny Hill one, and that was all right. Then I was getting like these copyright threats. Well, I'll take your money off you. So now I've got some banjo music, which I think fits well.
Yeah, banjo music.
I'm just looking at our YouTube channel, ArcMD Mag TV, and I don't go on there often. I upload stuff. All the show goes on with a podcast that goes up there, and I don't do much on there. Remember that question that I asked at Detectival, Dawn?
Yeah.
I've actually got 664 views. What's that about? That's my biggest ever. What's your favourite hob ring? And I done one last weekend, a 13-minute video, and I edited it, I think, really well, etc., etc. It's got 8 views. That was me driving the steamroller.
Do you know what, Dave, with YouTube, you can't work it out, right? I can have a video. I mean, I've put some videos out. I put loads of effort into editing them, like made sure everything's good. And I think, oh, it's going to crack it, this video. It's going to be great. Just rubbish, right? And then I put another one out where I'm just talking rubbish in my garden for a minute. 100,000 views. Well, I put a bottle digging one out the first time I went bottle digging, and I went with Chris Langston bottle digging because he found this bottle dump. And I tell you, from beginning to end, we was laughing on that video, and I thought it's going to do really well. And it was like 2,000 views down on what I usually get, and I don't know why. It was a cracking video. It was proper funny. I fell down a rabbit hole and everything. Still got the scar on my leg, actually.
All right, Alice.
I fell down a badger hole last year.
I've got nothing for the badger. I could do Alice down the rabbit hole, but I've got nothing for
badger.
badger.
Just stood there on the ground like that. I just stood there talking, and it gave way under one foot. And my foot fell right down to my knee, and I did a cut all the front of my leg, and all blood dripping down it, all soil in my shoe.
I
was bottle digging. It's the first time you've done it, isn't it?
Oh, it was hard. It was so hard. I ended up doing the end. I ended up doing bottle looking while Chris was doing the digging. I was just looking at the finds, and then I went on. So I thought, it might be like metal detecting this because neither of us knew what we were doing. And I thought I'll go for the low and slow method. So I got my sawdy spade and was just scraping away at the top, like seeing what was coming out. But Chris was he was finding loads, but he was digging a big pit. With me, I was just like scraping the top. And it was that hard. I just had to keep sitting down. I thought, oh no, it's a bit hard this for me.
But did you get any sexy little numbers?
Yeah, I got some nice little bottles, yeah. Brought some of them home, and I really enjoyed it. It was a fantastic day, proper enjoyable. If you haven't seen that bottle digging video, you want to watch it, it's funny.
I love bottle digging. Absolutely love it.
I'll do it again, but I'll go a bit more prepared next time.
I've never had the pleasure. I do have the promise of a site locally metal detecting at a farm, and the reason I found out that this person had the farm is because they'd ploughed the fields and brought up a load of bottles, so there's definitely something going on there, and I'm just waiting to the okay to go along.
So I wore shorts, me, thinking it'll be hot. I thought I'll wear some shorts. So I went shorts and got there, and it was like knee-deep nettles. So I was already in trouble there. Then I fell down the rabbit hole, and it was just like a pain fest. Everything was hard. Everything was hard. I was getting nettled all over the show. In fact, I had a thing with it, because I've been suffering with an allergy, with like hay fever. It seems to be worse every time I go down south, and I think it might be different pollen.
It
in
is.
different parts of the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were bad. You were bad at Detectival, weren't you?
Really ill, yeah. So I've read somewhere that if you stick your arms in nettles, that your immune system. So last weekend, I went and I found the biggest, nastiest bush of metals, and I just went, stuck my arms in them. And anyway, I've not been sneezing since.
Do you know what, Dawn? I'm exactly the same. I have bad hay fever, and I've taken honey, because if you have local honey...
I've tried that as well. Don't work.
But the last few days has been really bad down south. And when I go like up north or south, it's not so bad. But the stinging nettles thing with me, I've found when I go detecting, if I go for a bit that's overgrown and get stung, it hurts me for about 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And then if I walk through them again, it doesn't hurt at all.
No, it still ends up buzzing, doesn't it? It's quite nice. Like buzzy eyes.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because I thought I was weird. But then I put my clothes back on, and then it itches a bit.
Yeah, well, I went out and stuck my arms in, took Diggy for a walk, and on the way back, I thought, I'll stick them in again, and stuck it in again for a bit more buzzing. But anyway, what I've done is I've heard of this injection. You can have this steroid injection, and the NHS don't do it anymore. You can only get it privately. And apparently, one shot of that, and it just clears hay fever for the full year. So
I used to have that on the NHS myself, and it did work for that year. Sorry?
Is it Summit Log?
I can't remember, but I had it. It did work. But as I was telling you about a Detectival, I was given fexofenadine, and I take them daily because I've got other allergies, and I don't have any
They don't
problem.
work either. They don't stop me. So I'm going for, this is my last attempt at stopping it. I'm going 13th of July for this injection, which is 10 days before the Detectival, because every time I go to a big event, I end up I can't speak to people. I look like I'm 150 because my eyes are streaming and I feel ill and everything. So I thought, hopefully this will stop it now and I'll be right. So it's going to cost me £80 though.
Yeah, I find that's the only downside to detecting is when you get hay fever. It is an absolute nightmare. It's like having a hangover and a cold at the same time, isn't it? It's awful.
You feel like you're about 160, don't you? And everything's like hard work.
Yeah.
Hot and it's horrible.
I hate it. But more importantly, Dawn, what packed lunch do you take when you go detecting?
Don't take a packed lunch at all. I mean, everybody should have a Kev. So what Kev does, Kev always brings a selection of crisps. And he always tries to get unusual ones. And then I'll look at it and I'll say, got any crisps? And he'll say, have a look in the bag. And I'll look around for like the oddest flavour. And then so I usually have 2 bags of crisps.
Oh, lovely. And a bottle of gin.
No, don't have any drink. We just have.
No, I was joking.
And that's it.
Interesting though, Dave, because a lot of people take different snacks when they go detecting.
Yes, this is something we discussed for our next event video. The big question.
What do you take?
What do you take? What sandwich do you take?
Do you take the first aid kit, Dawn?
No. I always have paracetamols with me and a couple of plasters. But that's it.
Right. Do you take spare pinpointer batteries?
Yeah, I've got a spare spade, spare batteries, spare gloves, spare pinpointer, spare headphones.
Sunglasses?
Yeah, I always have a couple of them on. I have my big hoops.
It's true, though, because the amount of times I've gone out detecting and either forgotten a spade or forgotten pinpointer batteries or detector batteries, whatever I'm using. It's the worst thing ever, isn't it? It is the worst thing ever.
Worst thing I do again is I take everything, right? And then I did it this week. Me and Kev went to this new field. And as I got out of the car, I said, have you got everything? I said, yeah, I've got everything. And we walked for about 15 minutes in the hot to this new field. And I got there and I went, oh, Kev, forgot my headphones.
Luke, can you share the screen, please? Luke, it's the draw. 49 entrants this week. Adrian, first number.
11, please.
Dawn.
48.
17. And the first prize tonight, brought to you from Diggers Dips, is British Artifacts Volume 1. Second prize, the cleaning pencil from Graham Dempsey at thecleaningpencil.com. And third prize, 5 Diggers Dips tokens. And it's a 3. We're all out.
Never mind. I've got that book.
See what it was.
39. And the winner is Rob Random. Congratulations, Rob. You've won British Artifacts Volume 1. Second prize, the cleaning pencil. Dawn, your number, please.
23.
Adrian.
3.
42.
Cleaning pencil, Dave. Is there a competition for that?
Yes, the cleaning pencil. There'll be a competition to win the coin clamp and the LED magnifier. That'll take place on Sunday on the Big Detecting Show Facebook group.
I want to win
5. A 5? You've screwed us again here. 49 entrants, and we got number 5.
Dawn, have you got 53?
Norfolk Button Boy. Congratulations, Jason Jones. You've won the cleaning pencil.
Oh, it's lovely, Jason. I met him at Detectival. He's a lovely guy.
He's ace, yeah. You come over to me, ask me for selfie for what for? Well, you do the show.
Right, yeah. 41.
40. Adrian.
21.
6. None of us have been close tonight.
No.
Oh.
I thought it was a 6 then.
3.
Oh! me.
Got it.
5 Diggers Dips tokens go to Mules56. So thank you as ever to Diggers Dips for doing the draw, providing the prizes. And thank you, obviously, to cleaningpencil.com as well. First prize, British Artifacts Only One to Rob Random, the cleaning pencil to Norfolk Button Boy. And third place, 5 Diggers Dips token to Mules56. Now, hopefully... Now, don't forget as well, we spoke about at the start of the show, Detectathon by Diggers Dips this weekend, which is running for the entire weekend. Lots of prizes, included 10 detectors to be won, I think. I did send Luke over the information. Hopefully, we'll be able to show the YouTube video of that before the end of the show. Lots going on. It's just like Diggers Dips, but it's 100 passes available. 2-day virtual detecting, as I say, lots of prizes, points for even ring pulls. So you can find out more at diggersdips.com. So there you go. Thanks again to Chris and everybody else for that. Anyway, where were we?
Dawn, we mentioned, have you got the cleaning pencil company stuff?
I have. Yeah, I love those pencils. I've had some great results cleaning my coppers up with them. I love them. Yeah, Graham's always sends me stuff. I've not got that big magnifying thing though, and I need that because I'm a bit of a blind bat, you know. And that help me see what I'm cleaning. But yeah, I've got the Regton coin cube. Have you seen that?
Yes.
Yeah. Have you got it? Is it there? Have you got it in front of you?
I've not got it. You can get it if you want me to get it.
Yeah, because I think that'd be good for people to see. Sorry.
It's all right.
She's probably got 2p in it, Dave. She spent 4 hours cleaning.
So let's see here what I've got.
That's your pencil.
So cheap, £6.
I tell you what, the new product that he was showing us at Detectival that's not in the range yet. Again, another fantastic product, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, great. Really good.
Yeah, so anyway, I've got this is my little cleaning basket. It's my little I keep it all in here. So I've got all my stuff because he sent me. I've got the cleaning card thing there. That's good. I've seen it.
Yep. I've got one of those. Yeah.
I've got one in front of me.
Anyway, this is the Regton cleaning cube. I don't know if you can see. So it's well used, as you can see. So it's got all different sizes. So it's got like a big size and a smaller size inside. So, and this unscrews, so it's like on a spring. So you just fit it in the hole that's right. Tighten it up like that. And it doesn't half make a difference cleaning. Honestly, it's really, really good. Really good.
Sweet.
How much is that, Dawn?
It's not cheap. I think it's about £23 or something like that. But it's well worth it. It's made cleaning a joy.
Oh, a bit of brass silvo in there.
I got this. Yeah. Oh, this is on my little clip. So I've got my silvo.
Yeah.
And I've got in here. So I've got my little magnifying glass here with a little light on it. I don't know if you can see it. So for when I can't see, that's most of the time when I'm reading like that. I've got me wax.
I love that wax.
Preserve it wax, and you can see I've used loads of it. That's brilliant. And then this is what I really like, this with the preserving wax, which is the I'll wait till it comes back on. This artifact cleaning powder.
Yeah, don't take that abroad with you.
I know it looks a bit dodgy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So I'd end up in prison, wouldn't I, for drugs? But a bit of that mixed with with this. So what I usually do is I get one of my little cloths here, put some wax on the cloth, and then I dip it in the powder, and then I can rub silvers and stuff, and it brings them up beautifully. Or it cleans up, yeah. So that's what I use. And then there's the pencil, which is really good because you get like, have you seen the end of that? It's Diggy nicked it and chewed it up.
I had the pleasure of spending the entire weekend at Detectival with Graham, and I made a small video of him. He actually instructed me on the correct manner to use things. Myself and Niall Bailey. Niall was mesmerised cleaning because he'd never used it before. He was mesmerised by the pencil. But he gave me an old Roman to try and clean up, and it come up absolutely pristine, didn't it, Adrian?
Yeah, I think above all, Graham is a lovely bloke, and it's nice. He's such a nice guy, and he knows his stuff. He's not just gone and bought this stuff from eBay or anything. He's a composite specialist, so he understands engineer. Yeah, so it's not a fiberglass pen that will give you tickly fingers. It's I don't know what's in it, something, but silicon.
Yeah, it doesn't shatter. It's not. There's no bits of fiberglass come off it or anything like that. But you've got all these different attachments as well, which is brilliant. Put me back on. You see it?
Luke, there you are.
So you can see the
brass insert, yeah,
they're brass. So all you do to change is just press. You can just click that end bit there, and if you look, the end bit just keeps coming out. And if you open it down, you can take it out and just swap it for another. You know,
have you used the Gladius solution, Dawn?
The what?
Gladius solution, cleaning solution. That's good from Graham, especially for Romans. If you've got a grotty Roman, leave it in Gladius solution, and it's environmentally friendly, and you can reuse it.
You can drink it.
No, I think I said that out of context. I didn't drink it. I might. No,
drink it, but... you can drink it. He said it. You can drink it.
Really?
Yeah. You don't want to drink it, but it's not harmful, so you can ingest it.
Clean your innards if you drink it.
So if you want to lick your coin after you've cleaned your coin, it'll be all right.
Is it as good as hand sanitizer? That's what I was.
Done. Your cleaning kits. I'm sorry, Luke. Put me on, please. Your cleaning kit's a bit lightweight. There's this.
That's what I've got. I've got one of them. Home bargains.
There's this. Lots of stuff in there, and then there's this also. The toolbox was actually for when I was doing cryptozoology, big cats and what have you, which I hopefully got a guy coming on the show in a couple of weeks to discuss that. And basically it was all forensic stuff to take prints and fibers and such like. So I got it transferred perfectly for what we do here. So I've got 3 boxes of cleaning stuff.
Right, I've just got one. It's not how it is, it's how you use it, Dave.
Nicola Roberts has just said, can you buy Gladius solution separately? I've only seen it as part of a kit, which I've already got. Yes, you can, and I think it's £15.
I think if you go on to www.cleaningpencil.com, you'll be able to find that on there.
I've had mine for about 4 months now, and I've used it about 10 times, and I have recycled it. But it's good that you can pour it down the drain, and you know it's not going to kill everything and stuff. I don't know what's in it, but it does work really, really well. But yeah, I love Graham's stuff. Really good. Hats off to him. And he'll be at Detecticon.
Yes, he'll be at Detecticon. Yes, he'll be. We've organised to have our stalls next to each other, so we'll be spent the day chatting and letting him teach me more things about other stuff.
And he brought, you know what? He brought me like a bottle of. He brought Diggy some like little beefy burger things, and me a bottle of gin that was rhubarb and custard or something.
But how long did said gin actually last? Because I actually saw you with it. Remember the behind the toilets episode? Yes,
I
that was
wasn't
the gin.
behind the toilet. No, what I did, I thought I had this gin, so I thought I'll pour it in a bottle of water. I'll empty the water out, obviously, and then fill it up with some orange. It tasted that nice. I just the next minute it all gone. But it was only liqueur. It weren't like full strength gin.
Do you know when I went over to the hotel, Adrian? I thought
Sorry?
I'm gonna have when I went
What
over to the
hotel?
hotel, the
Did
country
you?
club.
Oh, I
Nice
didn't
bar.
know you stayed in the hotel, Dave.
I haven't told Kerry for ages about that. Anyway, all over. I'm going to go for a nightcap. So I went over to the bar. Pete's in there, etc., etc. And Dawn's at the bar. I have never in my life seen a bigger glass of gin than what she had in her hand. It was like
Yeah, but that was Costas. Costas said, "Do you want a glass of gin?" I said, "Just a little one," and he brought me. It was the size of a swimming pool.
Honestly, Adrian, I've never seen a bigger glass in my life.
Well, my hotel was free drinks, so
Yeah, well, that was water, wasn't it?
yeah.
It was what?
Water.
Oh yeah. I've
Yeah.
never seen a glass that big. I don't know how I ended up with a glass that big.
I was actually. It
Yeah.
was. You could actually make if you went to a party and you put all your different spirits in and what have you in a massive bowl and you had your lay. It was like that.
With a little
My green
stick.
screen's gone.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
it has, hasn't it?
Mm.
You're not as red now, though.
No, I'm not. I'll just leave it. Why's that happened, Dave? Computer says no.
It says no.
I might. Oh, I've sod it.
It's because
Yeah.
you.
That's my wallpaper anyway. I'm in the kitchen, so it's wallpaper I've got in the kitchen.
I've got my kitchen, but I've got a little decorations behind.
I know you have Viper Multiflex. So sorry, Dawn. Going back to the coils, the big one with a lot of girth. When will that be? Yeah, when will that be available?
There. Go on.
When will that be available? Do you know?
I don't actually know at the minute. I wouldn't like to say. I know this is a test one, so I don't think they're in production yet as such, but they won't be that far off.
Right. Okay.
Probably Rectons will know that better than me, possibly. I don't know.
Well, I think Marcus is in the chat, so he might be able to tell us or something. I'm not sure.
It might be that they're doing a test and they get ready for bringing them out for like September. I don't know. I'm only guessing. I've no idea.
I've got to say, Dawn, I do like the T-shirt as well. It's a lovely little one.
What's the lovely little one?
Lovely little T-shirt.
What, this one?
Yeah, it's great. That I like that.
Do you like it?
Yeah, well designed. Very well designed.
Yeah.
Also, I'll have to point out as well, for those of you who do, obviously, I've got this, and Adrian, we've got the Archaeology Metal Detecting Magazine one. I've got to give big ups to Detecting Wear UK as well, where you can get a range of Archaeology Metal Detecting Magazine and Big Detecting Show merchandise from. I'm only pimping it. Don't be silly. I don't make any money. I've told Steve I don't want any money. It's there for I'm just obviously giving people things if they want it. But released today, Just Detect merchandise, Detectival merchandise, and Metal Detectives merchandise available from Detecting Wear UK. Google that and you'll find it no problem. And there's lots and lots of other things on there. In fact, look at this. Luke's bringing it up. And there's the range. Very nice it is too. And quality-wise, Adrian, you'll say exactly the same as me. It's tremendous, isn't it? Adrian.
Oh, is it just gone?
He's gone. Well, it is. It's very good anyway. It is. And you can't give him enough applause for the turnaround and getting it to you as well. If you look on the right, you can see the scale cards and mats, which Dawn showed you one of the scale mats before. T-shirts, hoodies, and lots of other things on there. So where's Adrian gone? Detector Wear UK. They're mint, they are. I'm definitely going to have to have a look at them.
They are good, you know.
Mm.
I mean, they're not cheap, but they're so well made. And I've been just playing with them all night.
Well,
Oh, he's
I'm
back.
back. Sorry. This big man in a field come and attack me eating cake.
Proof that you can do both.
Yeah. Detect and Cake. So sorry.
I'm just looking for the name of the person who makes them.
Hang on, I've got a letter here. Hang on. They came in this like little box thing, you know, like so. When they came, they were like all neat and everything. They were neat like that, you know, in a little box. And it's called. Hang on. Coincoasters@gmail.com. And it's called Philly Baldy.
Is he any relation to Gary?
Gary Baldy. I know Gary Baldy.
Gary Baldy's brother, Philly Baldy.
I can't find the post that he puts on now.
Well, if you email coincoasters@gmail.com, that's what I did, because that's what it's on there. And I just said, how do I go about buying them? And he just sent me some links to different things, and then I got them the next day.
Dawn, have you ever thought of doing merchandise?
Well, I do little bits. I've got key rings on Etsy and stickers on Etsy, but you know, sometimes I've had them on there ages, and but it's getting to the post office is a problem sometimes for me.
Yeah,
you know, and then it turns into another way. And then because I've got so many subscribers on my YouTube channel now, I've got there's links underneath now to all my merchandise for t-shirts and hoodies and stuff like that automatically comes up on my YouTube channel.
Right. Okay. A lot of Americans, or predominantly English.
What do you mean? What my stuff is?
Your subscribers, are they mainly UK or British? Can you tell?
Yeah, well, I've got on it. I think what's it in terms of percentage? I think it's about 48% is British, and I think I've got 29% is American, and then the other percent's the rest of the world.
Oh, wow.
I've got a lot of followings in Australia.
Really? Yeah.
Holland and that, and Canada. Actually, I had a look once at how many countries I was subscribed to my channel. It was like about 96 or something like that.
Wow.
I think I've got about one. I think I've got about one.
You've got Isles of Scilly, Dave, Isle of Wight, and
Anglesey.
Anglesey, yeah. No. Do you find, Dawn, the what's it called on Google? The
analytics.
No, the
search engine.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think. The word, the algorithms have affected your channel in the last few months.
Not too much, really.
No. So I know
it's hit some people a lot.
Yeah.
It's dropped a little bit, but over the 6 years, I've noticed it do that anyway. It goes along, and then all of a sudden you have a drop, and then it just picks right back up again.
But you don't know what causes it to drop, do you?
No, well, they go along and then they just change it, and you don't know what the change. I'll never be able to work it out. I think I've got YouTube sussed, and I'll do is I put all my tags in right and everything else, and then it just all goes. And I don't understand it. Like I said to you before, I can do a video that's absolutely cracking, and it's got good thumbnails on it, good content, everything, and it does rubbish. And then I can put some rubbish out, like talking in my garden, and that does 100,000 views.
Yeah.
Can't work it out.
Weird. It's weird, isn't it? Because I've spoken to quite a few YouTubers, and they've noticed, like, the last 3 months it's been up and down, and you just can't tell what it is. Like you say, you can put something up which you think's a load of rubbish, and it gets loads of views. And then you do something really good, and it gets like a few hundred or something like that. It's really bizarre, and it's such a shame in a way.
I think mine's not too affected because my subscriber base are very loyal. I've got mine's not all random people. I've got I've got a big base of followers, you know, like, so I can put a video out, and it's more or less my subscribers that'll do 2,500 views in one night. Yeah,
it's the thing that one of the issues is, you know, the subscribe bell, alert me on all notifications. That doesn't seem to be alerting people. So I've seen videos from people I've subscribed to with an alert when they publish a new video, and it doesn't alert me.
Well, they've got a thing on the bell now. So before you had to just ding the bell, and that was enough.
2 now, aren't there? Or 3.
Now you've got to ding the bell, and then there's a drop-down box. Do you want to just watch some, all, or what YouTube chooses for you? So if you want to see somebody's video and you want to make sure you see them all, you've got to click the bell and then choose see all.
Which is good for new subscribers, but not for existing subscribers.
Yeah, they don't know that. So
No.
they're just watching, and I think it automatically defaults to something like what YouTube chooses for you. So if YouTube decides that you might want to watch that video of that subscriber, it'll send it to you. But if it decides that you don't want to, but
no, that's right. I went through and updated all mine. So if anyone's watching tonight, do it. Especially on our show, Dave, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's the thing with it. You have to click that bell now and choose all.
So what hob do you? What's your favourite hob on the oven, Dawn?
You've asked me this one, and it's from.
She's looking at her oven to remember which one.
From left.
Top right for me, every day, all day.
Top left for me.
Top right, without a doubt. Gas.
Anyway, it's moving on. Dawn, have you got anything else to add before we leave?
Nope.
Mr. Gaylor?
Dawn, your toilet roll, do you have it hanging over or under?
No, if anybody has it hanging against the wall, they just need a good slapping with a towel.
Thank you. No, that's all. Thanks, David.
It needs to be hanging over that way, so you can just pull it down neatly like that.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll find the thing later for you. The what's it called when they send it when they've done something in the patent. I'll find the patent later and show you the exact way it was patented.
Yeah, if you mind, Dave.
That way, what me and Adrian have chosen.
Well, I use Izal medicated, which comes in a box. So
no. From the 70s.
Right, Dawn, it's been an absolute pleasure as ever. Thank you for joining us tonight. It's always a great show with you on board. And we'll be back next week, myself and Adrian. Not anybody does want to be a guest on the show, please give us a shout and we'll organise something. I'm doing things on the thing. What's the word? Good night.
Internet.
Bye.